Our last question, do you have any questions for us? Would you like to add any closing remarks?
Yeah, I do actually. Well, questions, I mean, you guys are pretty open. I mean, Oakland Teachers Union, OEA, is one of the oldest in the nation. And it's one of its first of its kind to really represent education as a group of people who believe in the well-being of the families and the community since the 1940s, as far as I can remember. And the reason why I'm doing this is because we are all part of Oakland. I don't need to be a student to care about the schools because I went through it, but because I know people who came to school with me, who are parents, who are teachers, who have students in these schools, who are teaching in these schools, who want to see the best in their neighborhood to become the best they can be through this vehicle that provides our education. And I believe that we have missed a lot of opportunities to provide the improvements for the future generations to have a better experience than we did when we were attending schools. And for me, it's in essence that we begin with OUSD to improve its transparency, its integrity, its management, to make sure that all the funding, that everything's being invested in the school sites, to make sure the kids have a fighting chance to survive out there, whether it be in following their passions or whether they want to have a family in Oakland, whether they want to buy a home, you name it. And that's the essence in which I'm running to be a candidate for the school board, because I believe that's where it begins. Because in the end of the day, it's like students make the decisions. They're going to want to decide how they want to make a living. They're going to decide where they want to live, but they can't do that unless we provide them the tools they need to make those decisions, to make those changes. And so that's the reason why I'm doing this. And I'm doing it because I feel like I owe it to the school district, because that's where I got my education. I owe it because I feel like, in the end of the day, teachers care, teachers help. And I was able to achieve my education was because, for one part, my parents who struggled, they relied at the school system because it's the only thing they can rely on. It's the only thing that's available to them. In the school, in their community, that's where they put their full faith on, that they make sure that, I'm sending my kid to that school because it's the only one I can send them to. And why not make sure that every school in every neighborhood provides the best environment and the best education that can be possibly achieved, considering that we're in a booming economy and yet we're in a budget crisis? It doesn't make any sense. So for me, it's essential that we need to get this on the right track. We got to demonstrate that we do value education. And the first step by doing it is making sure that we're doing every change necessary to improve the integrity, the transparency, the accountability of the school district, to the parents, to the teachers, and more importantly, to the students. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So next, do you have any questions for us? And would you like to add any closing remarks?
Well, yeah, no questions necessarily, but I guess I need to share that I've had the experience of working in a Hill school. Well, this is over in West Contra Costa County, and deciding where I want to go. I worked in the Hill school for my first year there. Sure, it was very easy to actually go through my curriculum, no problem there. But I really did a self-investigation. I said, well, do you want to stay in this position, or do you want to go someplace where you can actually effect a change? And I made a conscious decision to leave, and I won't say the name of the school, but it's in El Cerrito. And so that's up in the hills. And as a matter of fact, Lucinda Thomas, she knows the school because she went there to check them, and they took whatever. Anyway, they gave me glowing remarks, but I left that place and I decided to go, and I'll tell you this one, King Elementary in Richmond. It's right off Cutting and 40th. It's because there were Black and brown children there. And I've always said that too many of us get little initials behind our names, and then we move out of where we're really needed most. I feel that the experience that I've had would best serve the kids who are always underserved. And we have to be, I mean, we're all educators, you know, and we're academicians, let's be honest. Black and brown kids have not received the highest education that they should have. And what we have to do is we have to realize that we have to stop running from the hard things and do them. And it took me 2 years to make up my mind to actually run for the board. But I thought about how I would be less than a positive individual not to run, because I have so much experience. It's time for me to give back where my need can be most used. And so I guess that's just what I want to share with you, because again, I think it's really unfortunate that many of us will get that little initial and go where we're really not needed, maybe go where we want to go, but we're needed where there is the greatest need. And I've seen the greatest need in schools where we have Black and brown children. And so that's, I don't know, that's just what I wanted to share with you.
Thank you for
Well,
sharing.
thank you so much.